Hello, I'm Kathy McCarron. Welcome to Tire Business NewsPoint, your video source for exclusive tire industry news. During the ITEC show in Cleveland, I spoke with Mark Filippell, Managing Director of Western Reserve Partners, which provides merger and acquisition consulting services. Here's some advice he had for tire dealers on how to successfully sell their businesses. Hello, I'm Kathy McCarron with Tire Business NewsPoint. I'm here with Mark Filippell, a partner with Western Reserve Partners, who's talking about what to do when you want to sell your business. First of all, could you tell me how you value your business for a buyer?
You know, people, it's not what the revenue is of a tire distribution business that counts. It's what the EBITDA is. And that's the term that you're going to hear over and over, EBITDA. Earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. That's earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. It's kind of a measure of the financial horsepower of a company, of its earning power. Now, all of that earning power, all of that EBITDA won't come out in profits. Some of it will get used up to buy new equipment, some of it will pay taxes, some of it will pay interest. Just like a car, all the horsepower doesn't get down to the tires. Some of it goes off in the air conditioner, some of it gets lost in friction, but that's the raw power, and that's what people are going to look at.
Any other suggestions a company should do to make their business more attractive to a buyer?
Well, generally, the selling a business can be a very frustrating process, and in a lot of ways, the buyer has the advantage since they're paying the money. But the big advantage, the unfair advantage that the seller has is getting ready ahead of time. Cleaning up any problems, getting everything just the way you want it, and also then picking the right moment. If you've had a very good year, that's the time to think about selling. Unfortunately, that's the time a lot of people say, oh no, I've got a great business now, as opposed to when you've had a bad year. So when you've got 1 year or 2 years or 3 years strung together to very good, you control the timing. That's the time to go, not when things are sour.
And you're also mentioning before about the one-pass tax entity. Could you explain more about that?
A lot of, if your business is set up as a S corporation, a limited liability company, or a limited partnership, or a sole proprietorship, so that is the way to do it, as opposed to what's called a C corporation, where there's double tax when you sell it. A lot of older companies are set up as C corporations, and they ought to convert over to an S corp, which is the easiest thing to do, or an LLC as soon as they can, because there's all kinds of tax advantages for the buyer and the seller if they're set up as a one-pass tax entity, all of which is going to put more money into the pocket of the seller. And a lot of companies, they just were set up that way and they never change it. So the sooner you switch over, the better off you'll be.
And how important is confidentiality in the whole process?
The seller wants to do everything possible to keep the transaction confidential. Don't tell your people, and we have cases people don't tell their own spouse because it does nothing but hurt the seller for the word to leak out. And people sometimes say, oh, is that fair to my employees? Well, if you're going to be sure to take care of your people, be sure they're treated fairly, be sure that they are coming out of this right, that's what's important. But once the word leaks out, it does nothing but harm. So the seller really should take extreme measures to keep it very quiet and confidential. That probably means speaking to fewer buyers, but very targeted ones.
Okay. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to be here with you today. Thanks.
I'm Kathy McCarron with Tire Business NewsPoint. For Tire Business NewsPoint, I'm Kathy McCarron. Be sure to catch another exclusive report on October 8th.